Welcome to the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where every cup tells a story, and every story starts with a sip. Join us on a journey of adventure, camaraderie, and of course, the finest brews, served hot and steeped in mystery. From dragons to ancient legends, we're brewing up more than just coffee. Today's tale begins at the crossroads where travelers gather and stories are brewed as richly as the coffee, where spring has arrived. The thaw has turned the farmer's road into a river of mud, and a much-needed delivery of beans and cider apples is stranded halfway to the tavern. With slippery ground, stubborn wheels, and a pair of oxen with a sudden taste for spice, the crew of Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern must discover that sometimes the best way forward isn't force, but patience, teamwork, and maybe a little mud. Now, grab your mug, settle in, and get ready for the next chapter in our brewing saga. Season 2, Episode 10, The Slippery Delivery. Spring had finally claimed the crossroads. Where once frost gripped the earth in silver silence, now the land sighed and softened. The farmer's road that ran between the forest edge and the wide, waiting fields had become something else entirely, less a road and more a suggestion. Thick brown mud pooled in wagon ruts deep enough to swallow boots whole. Water shimmered across the surface in deceptive calm, while beneath it lurked a sucking, stubborn grip. Nestled against the tree line stood Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, warm light glowing from its windows, smoke curling from its chimney in a gentle ribbon. From inside, the smell of roasted beans mingled with simmering cider and something faintly spiced, likely Nyved's doing. But today, something was missing.
They're late.
It's mud season.
Mud season is not a recognized obstacle in the culinary arts.
Mud is merely Earth temporarily undecided about its future.
The Earth has decided. The cart has not.
Half a mile down the farmer's road, a stout wooden cart sat tilted at a tragic angle. 2 oxen stood before it, patient but unimpressed. The rear wheels had sunk nearly to their hubs in a wide basin of churned mud. Barrels, precious barrels, were stacked and roped in the back. Inside those barrels, fresh cider apples and burlap sacks of green coffee beans, imported, rare, and desperately needed. Back at the tavern,
If those beans soak through the sacks,
They won't. Breathe.
We could heat the road.
No.
We march. We conquer. We liberate the apples from their earthen prison.
It will move when it chooses.
The cart?
Yes.
Not the apples?
Not the apples.
moments later, the 5 unlikely companions stepped onto the road and immediately regretted it. There is a particular sound one does not forget, the wet, decisive schlorp of a boot being claimed by spring mud. That sound echoed 3 times in quick succession.
This ground lacks discipline.
oh no. Oh no, that is deep.
It has excellent texture.
Careful. Don't pull straight up, twist your foot out slowly. Like this.
Patches, light on her feet despite the conditions, demonstrated with calm efficiency. The calico healer moved as though she'd been born in mud season. Perhaps she had. Braticus, meanwhile, had not.
If I fall heroically.
He did not fall heroically. He lunged toward the cart with grand intention, placed both hands against its rear beam, planted his boots firmly, and slid backward. 5 full feet. Flat onto his back.
Your form was excellent.
You moved very quickly.
Are you hurt?
Only my dignity.
The oxen blinked. One flicked its ear. The cart did not move.
All right. Controlled flame propulsion.
Absolutely not.
Not at the barrels. At the mud behind the wheels. I'll dry it, just enough to firm it up.
Yes! Cook the earth!
You are not cooking the earth.
Java hovered carefully behind the left wheel. His golden green eyes narrowed in concentration. A precise ribbon of flame, warm but measured, lit across the mud. Steam hissed upward. For one glorious second, the surface hardened. Then the crust cracked. The wheel sank deeper.
That was not the desired outcome.
From down here, I can confirm.
Nyved, meanwhile, had approached the oxen. The red and gold dragon studied them thoughtfully.
What they lack is inspiration,
What are you doing?
motivational enhancement.
From a small pouch at his side, Nyved sprinkled a careful dusting of savory spice into the oxen's feed bag. The oxen sniffed. They chewed. Their eyes widened slightly. One stamped. The other snorted with enthusiasm.
Oh, I like that look.
Nyved,
It is mild.
The oxen leaned forward. They pulled. The yoke creaked. The cart groaned. Mud gurgled ominously. And then, one wheel spun wildly, spraying a magnificent arc of mud directly into the air. It landed, with devastating accuracy, on Java.
Oh,
For a moment, the black dragon stood utterly still. Mud dripped slowly from one horn. A thick ribbon slid down his wing. Nyved blinked, then leaned closer.
Your scales are gleaming.
what?
The mud has polished you.
By the tavern's honor, he does shine.
Java flexed one wing experimentally. It caught the sunlight. It did, indeed, shine. Nyved immediately scooped a paw full of mud and began rubbing it along his own foreleg.
this is not a spa day.
It will move when it chooses.
The cart sat, stubborn and sunken. The oxen, now alert and mildly spiced, shifted their weight. Braticus rose with determination. Java glistened. Nyved polished enthusiastically. Patches exhaled slowly and began assessing the terrain with careful, practical eyes. Spring had arrived at the crossroads, and it had no intention of being rushed. The cart remained embedded in the mud like a monument to poor timing. The left wheel had sunk deeper than before, nearly swallowed to the axle. The right wheel sat at an awkward angle, tilted and caked in thick clay. Steam from Java's earlier attempt still lingered faintly in the cool spring air, rising in embarrassed wisps. The oxen, now faintly dusted with Nyved's motivational blend, shifted with restless energy. And Dungeon Brew's most determined heroes stood in varying degrees of mud coverage. Java shone. Nyved glistened. Braticus squelched.
All right. Everyone stop.
I have not yet begun to properly.
Stop.
There is a tone Patches used rarely. It was not loud. It was not sharp. It was calm. And final. Even the oxen seemed to notice.
We are not pushing. We are not burning. We are not seasoning livestock.
It was very light seasoning.
We are going to think.
Patches stepped carefully around the cart, her boots twisting free with practiced patience. She examined the rut, deep, waterlogged, and churned from previous attempts. She crouched beside the sunken wheel and pressed her fingers into the mud. It was thick, heavy, cold, but not endless.
It's not bottomless. The ground beneath is firmer. We just keep forcing it down instead of giving it something to rest on.
Ah, so we lift it?
Not like it is now.
We reduce weight?
Maybe.
We inspire it emotionally.
No. We unload part of it.
Nyved looked briefly offended on behalf of emotional inspiration.
Unload?
The barrels are too heavy together. If we lighten the cart, we reduce how deep it sinks.
But if we step into that side,
Java gestured toward the worst of the mud, a broad, glossy stretch that trembled ominously whenever anyone shifted their weight nearby.
It will support you.
Will it?
For a time.
That is not reassuring.
They approached carefully. Braticus positioned himself at the back of the cart. Java hovered low, wings extended for balance but not fully airborne. Nyved scampered along the side rail, surprisingly nimble. Patches untied the securing rope with steady hands.
On my count, we lift one barrel at a time. No rushing.
I was born for synchronized lifting.
I was born for flying and coffee.
I was born for seasoning.
Focus.
They lifted. The first barrel rose with a wet suctioning sound as the cart shifted slightly upward. The mud responded by attempting to claim Braticus again.
It has me.
Twist your foot.
I am twisting heroically.
The barrel made it to firmer ground, well, firmer by comparison. Java set it down carefully. The cart rose perhaps half an inch. It was not dramatic, but it was something.
That's progress.
The mud protests.
The mud listens.
They went for the second barrel. This time, as they shifted the weight, the cart rocked unexpectedly. The right wheel lurched. The entire structure tilted dangerously toward Nyved.
Catch it.
I cannot catch a cart.
Mud surged again, another glorious spray. This time, it coated Braticus from shoulder to beard. Silence followed. Mud dripped from the end of his long braid.
Are you hurt?
I am becoming one with the land.
Java tried, and failed, not to laugh. Nyved did not try at all.
You are very mad now.
I prefer gloss.
Here.
With mild curiosity, Java scooped a small handful of mud and rubbed it along Braticus's bare forearm. He buffed it experimentally with the edge of his wing. The mud only smeared.
Not the same effect as with your scales, little bean.
It is an exfoliating medium.
We are not starting a mud polishing enterprise.
Not today.
2 barrels now rested beside the road. The cart had risen slightly more, but the worst will remain stubbornly embedded. The oxen shifted again, snorting with renewed energy from Nyved's blend. One pawed at the ground impatiently.
What if we don't push from behind?
We have tried that.
No, what if we lift the wheel itself? Not the cart. Just enough to slide something under it.
Like what?
They all turned. Behind them, lining the forest's edge, lay fallen branches, thick, sturdy, half-soaked but solid.
A ramp.
A path.
Support.
Now it chooses.
The realization settled among them, not dramatic, not grand. Just simple. Instead of fighting the mud, they would give the wheel something to rest upon. But first, they would have to lift it. And lift it together. Braticus wiped mud from his beard. Java flexed shining wings. Nyved shook excess polish from his tail. Patches positioned herself at the wheel. Fate stepped lightly aside, watching with that quiet, knowing gaze. The cart did not move yet, but it felt possible. Let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors.
Adventurers, travelers, and coffee lovers alike. Welcome to Dungeon Brew Coffee. Whether you crave the boldest brew, a magical chai, or a sweet spice cider, we've got something to fuel every quest. Sip it at home with our online blends, or catch us live at events across Virginia, and soon in West Virginia and North Carolina, as we bring the tavern experience straight to you. And here's a little extra loot for your journeys. Keep your lemonade cup and bring it back to any event we're at and save $1 on your refill. That's one more treasure for your pocket. So, whether you're chasing dragons or deadlines, make Dungeon Brew Coffee your first stop, because every great day begins with a magical cup in hand.
And now, back to our show. The farmer's road had grown quieter. The early rush of effort had given way to a slower rhythm, boots squelching, branches dragging across mud, and the steady breathing of oxen waiting for the next command. 2 barrels now rested safely beside the road. The cart sat slightly higher than before, but its left will remain deeply embedded in the stubborn spring earth. Nearby, Braticus returned from the tree-line carrying 2 thick branches across his shoulders. Mud dripped from his beard. Mud clung to his boots. Mud had claimed most of his dignity, but his spirits remained intact.
Behold, timber of heroic proportions.
Those are branches.
Heroic branches.
They will support the wheel.
We do it right.
Patches knelt beside the sunken well once more, examining the rut. The mud had softened further under the earlier attempts, but beneath it she could feel the firmer ground waiting. She pointed to the front of the wheel.
We lift just enough to slide the branches under here. Not high, not fast.
Controlled.
Deliberate.
Heroic.
Braticus took his position beside the wheel, boots planted carefully this time. Java hovered low beside him, wings angled to help distribute the weight. Nyved positioned himself near the axle, claws ready. The oxen waited patiently, their breath drifting in soft white clouds. Fate stood a few paces away on a dry patch of stone, watching.
All right. Lift on 3. 1, 2, 3.
They heaved. Mud resisted. The cart groaned. The wheel rose, just an inch. But it was enough. Patchy shoved the first branch beneath the rim.
Hold it.
I am holding.
It's slipping.
Another branch!
Nyved jammed the second branch beside the first, wedging it firmly into the rut. Patches kicked both deeper into place with practiced precision.
All right. Easy down.
Ah.
That worked.
The earth approves.
Now came the real test. The oxen snorted eagerly, their earlier spice-enhanced enthusiasm still very much present. Braticus stepped forward and grasped the cart beam once more, though this time with far less theatrical confidence. Java hovered behind the opposite wheel. Nyved climbed lightly onto the cart to help balance the load. Patches took the lead rope.
Slow pull. No rushing.
It will move when it chooses.
And today, it chooses.
Patches gave a gentle click of her tongue. The oxen leaned into their harness. The yoke creaked. The cart shifted. For one tense moment, the mud seemed determined to reclaim its prize. Then, the wheel rolled onto the branches. The branches held. The cart lurched forward.
It moves.
Easy. Easy.
The cart rolled another foot. Then another. The wheels climbed slowly out of the worst of the mud and onto firmer ground. At last, with a final squelching sigh from the road itself, the wagon stood free.
Victory!
A triumph of strength.
And strategy.
And patience.
And timing.
They reloaded the barrels, this time spacing the weight more carefully. The oxen, satisfied with their accomplishment, and perhaps still inspired by Nyved's seasoning, stood calmly as the ropes were secured. The tavern chimney smoke could be seen now through the trees, curling warmly against the bright spring sky. The delivery would make it home.
You know,
Yes.
the mud polishing was effective.
Braticus wiped a muddy hand across his shoulder plate and buffed it with surprising enthusiasm. The metal gleamed. Nyved immediately scooped another paw full of mud.
For consistency.
Absolutely not.
Too late. Nyved enthusiastically applied a fresh coat to Java's wing. Java blinked, then inspected the surface in the sunlight.
It does shine.
I refuse to run a mud spa.
Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern. Now serving cider, coffee, and premium mud treatments.
It will become a rumor.
The oxen began their steady walk back toward the tavern. The cart rolled smoothly now. Behind it followed 5 unlikely companions, muddy, laughing, and carrying with them the small satisfaction of a problem solved not by force, but by working together. And perhaps by a little spice. Spring had arrived at the crossroads, and Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern was ready for it.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Yeah! And maybe drop a comment. It's like getting something in the mail. Gotta love getting some mail from your friends, right?
Maybe they don't like us, Nyved. You shouldn't expect everyone to like us.
Not like us? Inconceivable. Who doesn't like a team as amazing as us? Or baby dragons at the very least.
We must let them decide. We can only play our part. And hope.
The fire is low, the mugs are empty, and tonight's tale has come to an end. But the journey is far from over. Thank you for gathering with us at Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where adventure brews with every sip. Join us next time as new challenges arise, mysteries deepen, and the magic of the tavern unfolds. If you enjoyed this taste of adventure, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a new episode. We'll save a seat for you at the tavern. See you soon.